lawyers' lobby is the main cause of destruction of the country. Is because what happens is whatever happens in the field of environment, whatever happens in the field of mining, this, that, they are well protected by the lawyers, and the common man suffers. So would the Lokayukta see that these lawyers who don't declare their money, who are very rich, there is no bills given, because people's hope is more on the judiciary. A press person can write article, a professor can teach, but it is when it fights to the court, when you want to go to the court in the battlefield, it is the lawyers, and most of the lawyers never do social service. You will find hardly 1 or 2 lawyers fighting public interest litigations in Goa, for example. Hardly there is any lawyer. And I think it is high time that Lokayukta takes that, pass a thing that the lawyers have to do some public service, have to fight free cases, and they must be paid also handsomely, depending upon how many good cases of public interest they take. Until and unless this judiciary will be, these lawyers will be making money, and the common man of India will be always suffering. I hope you have taken the view as a Lokayukta, how these lawyers are made accountable, because they are the ones who have in power to really put the government to task.
This is like owner of a Maruti car complaining against the owner of a Rolls Royce. Anyway, I can tell you this much. Lokayukta or the Lokpal, either of them have no jurisdiction whatsoever against an ordinary and citizen of India. It's only against the government servants in the state by the Lokayukta and government servants of the Union of India so far as the Lokpal is concerned. If lawyers are making money, they are not giving receipt for the money you pay, they pay. I don't know how you know, because they say you don't go to them. But anyway, they don't pay income tax. Then I think the authorities are there. They will.
Good evening, sir. I am Dhananjay Jog. I have a question coming back to our main topic today, which is corruption.
Good.
Is it possible, as a non-legal person, as a person who does not know much about law, is it possible to have a simple system of responsibility together with accountability? So that if a person is appointed today as an electricity granting officer, as a ration card granting officer, etc., etc., he is given a mandate. These are your duties. And if an application is received by you for a ration card, for example, within 3 months, if you have not allotted that ration card without sufficient reason, you automatically, without any Lokpal, Lokayukta, prevention of corruption, without going into any of these aspects, within 3 months or within 6 months, within 2 months, as the case may be, depending on the volume, etc., within this specified time, if you do not do your duty of allotting the ration card, you automatically stand to get prosecuted. Yeah. Now, if this is extended to each and every government servant, probably including the elected representatives also, maybe a minister, or at least, let's say, a secretary down to the lowest clerk. Every clerk, this is your duty, you have to clear this. If you have not cleared it within the specified time, you automatically tend to get punished. If this is, because this is what the common man wants. He wants an electricity license, he wants a ration card, he wants this. The handicapped tailor, he wanted his child to be treated. No doubt, with fantastic respect to you, sir, no doubt you took care of the child. My question is, has anything been done to that doctor from Hubli Medical College who rejected 99 other cases, and those 99 children's parents could not reach your office? If something had been done to prosecute that doctor and remove him, bar him from practicing medicine and dismiss him from service, then each and every similar doctor, not only in Hubli but 20 doctors who are present here, and if 5 of them are corrupt, they will also get a fright and they will not do it again.
What profession are you in?
I am an engineer, sir.
Engineer. Okay, I won't
Sir,
comment.
incidentally, since you asked me, I'm also a member of the consumer court. Yes.
Oh, that's very good. It has a good reputation these days. Anyway, the suggestion that you made about that, I'll come to the doctor first, is this person came to us and told us that he's demanding money, therefore he did not do the operation. But while catching a person demanding bribe under the law, two things has to be proved. One is demand, other is receipt. Now, his word against the word of the doctor that he demanded money. There is no record for that, therefore no court will convict him. That's why we didn't go further on inquiring that. Rather than we thought we'll give relief to the child and we proceeded. You talked about various other things about the period by which one officer should fulfill his duties and all. It's a good suggestion. It will not be a criminal offense. It will be a professional misconduct of that officer, which Lokayukta or Lokpal, as the case may be, can look into it. And if you legitimately have to get that card, and within the time stipulated, if you did not get it, he can be departmentally punished. There is no difficulty about that also. Then doctors being corrupt, engineers being honest, members of the forum being very honest. I don't want to say anything more than that, but these are issues beyond the scope of today's discussion.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I think I'll take last two questions.
I'm Luel Fernandez from Chandor. This Lokayukta, what you are talking about, after all, you will need another court. If it's a court, we will need a lawyer. Now, what we have found the main problem in this judicial fraternity is when judges put a cost to any case, it's nowhere compared to what the lawyers charge the people. If this is not corruption, then what this can decide to? Secondly, there has been abuse of this power of attorney, authority that we give, Vakalatnama, to the lawyers. If we cannot, in this case, we find it extremely difficult even to enforce a negotiable instrument, which is supposed to be within 6 months. If it takes 12 years, how effective will be our Lokayukta?
That is why what is being suggested in the Lokpal bill is, depending upon the number of cases, that institution has the power to compel the government to increase the number of courts so that every complaint can be disposed of within 1 year. That's an attempt we are trying to make. Now, in judiciary, because of infrastructural problems, there is delay. It's a well-known fact, but I don't know whether every state can, in every field of litigation, it can go on increasing the number of judges. But misuse of wakalat by the lawyers, you got to approach the Bar Council of India, the Bar Council of the state. There is a separate forum created for that, which is a much faster forum if you can get relief at all. Other than that, I don't think...
What about when we go on when there is a particular any case under litigation, judges come to a cost. They say you pay 500 or 1,000 rupees. If this cost, we turn to our lawyers and pay him 1,000 rupees, he says, no, I won't take it. That is not my fees. So on what conclusion? On what basis that the judge comes to a conclusion about the cost? Unless this cost is...
There are certain yardsticks in the legal profession, depending upon the delay that you have caused, depending upon the conduct of yours in the court, the judges imposes cost on that. There is no uniform standard for that.
Then if the yardstick is there, it is for whom to follow, the lawyers or the public people?
Both.
Maybe we could have just last one question.
Last one question I said.
I am Shabir, faculty member of Salgaon Kerala College. Sir, as I mentioned in the beginning, during 1950s, the Constitutional Assembly informed that we don't go with literacy or we can say education as a qualification to be a member of parliament or MLAs. Whether the time has come to introduce qualifications, by introducing qualifications, can you change the MLAs and MPs not to be corrupt? What is the answer?
Yeah, I think we should not elect anybody with qualification. Today, most of the corrupt members of parliament are educated people. Therefore, I think introduce no qualification. If there is qualification, that's a disqualification.
Thank you, Justice Hegde, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for such active participation in interactive session. May I now invite our life trustee of the International Center Goa, Mr. Dattaraj Salgaonkar, to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Honorable Justice Santosh Hegde, Life Trustee Sushant Natkarni, Nandini Sai, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege to propose a vote of thanks to Honorable Justice Santosh Hegde, who has especially come in to address us today evening, despite his very busy schedule. I think the response in Goa has been tremendous, and I would ask all of you to give him a round of applause. Sir, your presence amongst us today is most enlightening, and your speech was most inspiring to us today. You have shown how democracy has degenerated into what it is now, instead of being of the people, for the people, by the people, to democracy of a few people and a few others. You have emphasized that, it is better to be what you want to be, but be a human first. I think being a human being first is the take home for us all here today. And we are also very happy to know from you that our Goa Lokpal bill is a bill in the right direction, which needs a bit of fine tuning and a few legislation into it, which is very heartening for us to know in a state of Goa, which most of us feel is one of the most corrupt states in the country. Thank you once again for coming here. I would also like to thank Nandini Sai, who has arranged this talk. And we at the center are going to arrange a series of talks for the next 1 year on corruption and good governance. Seeing this participation here today, I'm very encouraged. All of us in the Board of Trustees are very encouraged that you will all come in more numbers than this to participate in this interaction to make Goa a model state in the country. Once again, I would like to thank all of you for gathering in for this talk. I would like to thank members of the press. I would also like to thank all the staff of our International Center for making this event today a grand success. Thank you.